skill you acquire over time, so you're not quite sure sometimes what to say and what not to say. So I always try to, had to laugh, but I always try to kind of take charge from the beginning with that.
Really?
And surprise! Total surprise. But, I will go ahead and try to, I've set up my clients' expectations from the beginning. So I think that your negotiations start right from the start. So when you go to a listing presentation, you're negotiating with your client. You're negotiating whether they're going to select you. You're negotiating how much they believe in you. You're kind of showing them how you're going to work for them within a contract negotiation. So if you can't negotiate your terms with them, it's just going to be difficult the whole way through. So I've learned over time, I try to overload them with information. So I will just come out really strong in my listing, and I won't even ask them for the first 20, 25 minutes if they have any questions. I'm just breezing right through it. And then I'll stop and say, do you guys have any questions so far? And normally they say, no, and that's exactly what I want them to do.
And then just keep going.
And that's what I do. And so then I keep going, and I go through the rest of the marketing. I always start with price, but once I've done that and you go through the rest of the marketing, I'll say to them, do you guys have any more questions? And what I hope they're going to say, and what they typically say is, well, you just answered most of my questions. So by being able to do that and coming out really, really strong, you're setting yourself up as the expert, so that when the negotiations start with a contract, I tend to find that they come more to me than they used to. Just as I've gotten better with doing it, they're a little bit more willing to listen to some of the things that, I'm suggesting. So I think that it's really, really, really important, your first interactions, whether it's buyer, whether it's seller, it's your buyer presentations, to really set up expectations, let them know what to expect, and I'll lead them through it. Like I let my sellers know in our market, great offers, full price with up to 3% in closing. The very first thing we're going to do is try to cut those closing costs down to 1.5%. They need to know that that's going to be the first thing. If they're not sure about washer, dryer, warranty, some of those items, and it's not a house that needs to have a warranty on it per se. I know Scott will kill me with some of this warranty stuff, but I'll let them know right off the bat, you know what, leave those off because I'm going to negotiate with them. Warranties are $500-$600 now. Washer dryer, we've got some expense there. So let's leave some little things out that when we can go back, we could say, we really weren't going to leave that washer and dryer. We really need that. The warranties are $500-$600 now. We know we're using those as concession items, but we can go back to the buyer and say, well, if it really makes a difference, we'll do that. And that's because we're already planning on it. So my side doesn't feel like they're giving very much up, and we're not conceding on price, closing costs, or whatever it is that we need to do. So we always kind of try to go that route first. And a lot of times buyers are like, oh, okay, I need, that's great. I need a warranty, washer and dryer, I don't have one. Sometimes it's small enough that it'll make the difference. But I tell my sellers right off the bat what that negotiation looks like, what they should expect, and what we need to do if they aren't willing to do it. And I'll tell them if it's a VA buyer or first-time buyer, they don't have the cash, they can't do the closing costs, then they need to be prepared that this is a great offer and something that we're going to try to work with. So again, it's negotiating with them their expectations from the get-go, and then I do the same thing on the buyer side.